now more than ever, it's really important that we're being really honest with not just ourselves first and foremost, because we need to be honest with ourselves, but yeah, we need to be honest with the world, right? And we can't do that until we're honest with ourselves. So what the fuck is that? Shadow. Look at my puffy face as well. Okay, this is the shadow, right? There's someone behind me, so I'm gonna have to like re-record this. This is the shadow in real time, because I stopped smoking a long time ago, right? We can't be honest with anyone until we're honest with ourselves. I'm driving down the road, I don't know, with a coffee at almost 4 p.m. and a cigarette, and I'm just being with it. Like I'm being with this version of myself, of this version that has been created, and I'm owning it. Like I'm owning this aspect of myself, of my ancestry, whatever it is, that needs to be seen, it needs to be witnessed. And what better way to have it witnessed than by a bunch of other people? Because then you're not hiding, right? You're not hiding anymore. This is my shadow. Now I've brought light to it by bringing awareness, and cigarette's gone out. Like we just do these things unconsciously, right? Because they become part of our reality, our day-to-day life. It's just like clockwork, unconscious. But when you've spent the time away from that thing, when you go on the spiritual path and the spiritual journey, awakening and evolution, and you step away from those habits and patterns that weren't serving you, and then you come back to them and you realise, oh, that's not who I want to be, that's not like what I want to do, and then you go, oh, what's going on here, broski? I'm going down a road that I don't know where the road is, and maybe I'll just find a new way going this way. Maybe I'll find a new way. But you know, smoking isn't good for me. We know that smoking isn't good for us, but it's the belief that you have attached to it that you think you're inherently bad if you smoke a cigarette, right? What's underneath that habit, that pattern, is what needs to be brought to awareness. So like, why am I smoking a cigarette? Because I'm running away from the pain that I'm too afraid to feel. So smoking a cigarette and going to get another a coffee feels like the easier option. But actually, if I was to stay in this pattern and not realise that it's not what I want to do and it's not good for my health, I would just continue to do that because it's unconscious. Oopsie. This is an old version of me. Actually, this isn't even an old version of me. This is ancestral shit, right? Because I have processed a lot of emotional debris from my system. The surface level stuff, right? Not the surface level stuff, the inner child stuff, some of the shadow work. But then I've hit these deeper layers of ancestral memory that's within my body, within my DNA, within my cellular memory, that is asking to be seen, asking to be felt, asking to be witnessed, asking to be loved, given compassion to, awareness to, and then let go, right? But these deeper layers of ancestral pains or past life pains run very deep, and they're very, very painful. And so this is why we need to be held by another when we reach these layers, because clearly it's too painful for me to do it on my own. It's too fucking painful. Oh my gosh. And then there's literally a truck with a 333 that has just come. The Ascended Masters are with me, right? You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. that this is it. This is what I'm going through currently, because my next stage of evolution is asking more of me. It's asking more responsibility. It's asking me to have a clearer vessel, to transmit a clearer message, a deeper message to the collective. And so this shit gotta go. But it's like, there's no shame. There's no shame and there's no guilt, because I've moved through a lot of those layers. I'm accepting. And in that acceptance, I mean, it tastes good, right? It's sometimes it's just like, shit, man. It's a bit of relief. And then like you go, oh, do you know what? Actually, it's not serving me, so I think I'll stick to the smoothies or whatever you want to fucking do. But yeah, ancestral healing. Is the way forward for humanity. It's the way forward to really bring deep alchemy and harmony back to this planet. Oh, it's been a hard ride. It's been a rough ride, and I've seen a freaking 222 on the way with the fag in hand, with a cigarette. Sounds better. And a 333, like, my angels are with me, my ancestors are with me, spirit team guiding me. This is alchemy. This is alchemy in real time. It's beautiful, painful, but it's beautiful, and you know, when you release it and you witness it, no longer has a hold over you that way. And we are divine beings, but we are also human. And this human experience is very difficult. You know, we have so much that we're carrying, and we need each other. We need each other to feel these pains. We need one another to process. You know, I've done a lot of this work on my own, in isolation, because that was part of my initiation, part of the preparation, was to come back into my own energy, to feel into my own energy again. I needed that isolation and that time alone. And then there comes a point where we need community, and we need other people to hold us, witness us, share our stories, and unravel all of these diseases and metabolic issues that are binding us in the lives that we don't want to live. Right, the patterns that we don't want to keep creating, the habits that we don't want to keep reinforcing. We need to be witnessed. And so here is you witnessing me, so you can perhaps witness yourself in my story. Because we're all weaved into the same tapestry. And together is how we restore humility and vulnerability and deep connection, and close the gap of separation. You know, we have these fears that come up and go, oh, like how, or like, you know, these thought forms that come up and go, oh, how unspiritual of you to be smoking a cigarette and like drinking a coffee at 3:30. It's like we gotta unravel from those beliefs, because like it's the whole attachment thing, isn't it? When you're attached to a story, it has a hold over you, and anything that has a hold over you has power over you. This is the art of detachment. We're afraid to detach because if we're not holding on to something, we're afraid of the space, the void that it creates. But actually within that space and that void is more truth. more of your essence, your humanness, and your divinity. You know, I see it in these stories of like, you know, the whiskey healers and all of this shit. It's like, don't bypass your humanness to try and be like the greatest leader or the greatest spiritual teacher, because usually they're the most unintegrated versions of themselves. And I've witnessed this, you know, in containers that people create, and it creates more fear and separation because you feel like less human, because you can't relate to that person, because you're like, oh well, I'm doing all this fucking mad shit and this person seems to be like squeaky clean. But nobody really is. Like, we're not here to be like pure angelic beings. We're here to integrate our darkness, our shadows. We're not here to like dissolve the shadow. We're here to integrate it and to accept it and love it and witness it and hold it and then bring it into harmony, into like oneness with ourselves. Look, the most important part is to say, like, we've got to do the things that get us into this state of alignment first. We've got to do the stripping back of the unhealthy things and all of that. We've got to go through that initiatory process before we can reach this like deep state of peace and balance and harmony and acceptance. Like, this is the journey. We have to come to that place of acceptance so we can rewire and recalibrate our system to the things that we do want to do, the things that we do want to accomplish. Don't shame yourself when you're in that place of like the old habit coming up, the old belief coming up, whatever it is, the pattern. No shame, no guilt, like full acceptance, awareness. Give love to the fact that you're afraid. Like, there's a part of you that's afraid, whether it's your inner child, whether it's a past life memory, whether it's an ancestral memory. Like, all of these things are interweaved into these patterns and habits and things that resurface, right? And it's not, you're not going backwards, you're just spiraling deeper into your descent to your evolution, to ascend into a higher frequency. Like, this is the deepest alchemy. And that's what I was not grasping. I was running and avoiding and shaming and criticizing when those things would come up. I hope that's not my car. It's like a really strong oil smell, and I really hope that's not my car. But yeah, just radical acceptance, right? And we don't believe that when we don't believe if we don't have trust in ourselves, in the divine, in the nature of alchemy and transformation, we can fall into that. And that's why it's important that we move through those layers of guilt and shame and all those things. Because of course I'm not going to spend my life like having cigarettes and drinking coffee, because it doesn't serve my energy. The ego's sneaky, of course it is, right? But this is again the ego being afraid to feel. Like, the ego doesn't want to feel, so it will do anything to avoid feeling, so that it can remain like intact and remain in control. But this is the deepest work, and it's just being honest with ourselves, man, so we can be honest with the world.